Hello everyone. Welcome back to Dr. Lou's VCE Chemistry channel. Today, let's learn together about the 2022 chemistry examination. We will focus on questions related to organic compounds. My explanations may not be perfect. If any teachers, parents, or classmates find errors, please feel free to provide your guidance. 5 C atoms in the longest chain, O is attached to C2, and Cl is attached to C3. Hence, 3-chloro-2-pentanol. So, the correct answer is B. A chiral C center is present when a C atom is bonded to 4 different atoms or groups of atoms. Only butan 2O contains an atom that is bonded to 4 different atoms or groups. Atom economy is a method of tracking the atoms in a reaction equation to calculate the mass of the atoms of reactants used to form products as a percentage of the total mass of the reactants. Atom economy in C reaction is 100%. So, the correct answer is C. Stronger chemical bonds can substitute the relatively weaker bonds in a chemical reaction if this reaction is exothermic. Here, X2 can substitute hydrogen to form CX bonds. So, the CX bonds are stronger than the CH bonds, and B is eliminated first. The more activities and reactions occur, the stronger the chemical bond is formed. Since from fluorine to bromine, their activities become less, CX bonds become less strong. So, the D is eliminated, and A is correct. The CBr bond is stronger than the CH bond not because of the size of the bromine atom, but the electronegativity. This question is a little bit beyond course study and the official explanation is too complex to be understood. The primary compound butene contains 1 carbon-carbon double bond, which is at first carbon. HCl can be added to these carbon-carbon double bonds. This chlorine atom of HCl has 2 options, primary and secondary carbon. However, only compound A can react to produce a primary alcohol, so, compound A is produced by the addition of a chlorine atom to primary carbon and compound B by the addition of a chlorine atom to the secondary carbon atom. Hydroxide ions can substitute chlorine to produce primary alcohol. So, please write any soluble metal hydroxide, such as sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, or lithium hydroxide. Water is not an acceptable answer because it is not a sufficiently powerful addition reagent for this reaction to proceed at an appreciable rate. Carboxylic acid and alcohol are condensed to ester. This condensation reaction is catalyzed by sulfuric acid or phosphoric acid. Only pure or concentrated acids can be used as catalysts, so any reference to AC is not accepted. Ask students to write a balanced chemical equation for this reaction. Students must write all reactants and products. Not forget water. The coefficients of reactants and products must be correct to satisfy a balanced chemical equation. However, conditions of reaction such as catalysts and heating are necessary. Also, the states such as solid, liquid, gas, and aqueous are not assessed in this question. The names of esters consist of 2 words. The name is built up from the names of the alcohol and carboxylic acid that reacted to form it. The O section of an ester is derived from an alcohol and contributes to the first word of the name. The name of the alcohol is adapted by changing the O suffix to. The section containing the carbonyl group is derived from a carboxylic acid and contributes the second word of the name. The name of the carboxylic acid is adapted by changing oic acid to oat. 4 marks cover 4 points. 1 marks cover the concept of flashpoint, and the other 3 marks cover the influence of structure and bonding on flashpoint. 3 keywords must be written in answer: lowest temperature, vapor, and source of ignition. The question of the influence of structure and bonding on flashpoint means how the structure and bonding of molecules influence on flashpoint. 1 marker is awarded for a clear link to the strength of intermolecular forces present. As the strength of intermolecular forces increases, the flashpoint increases. Next, 1 mark is awarded for a clear link to the strength of intermolecular forces present. The flashpoint is affected by the presence of branching, length of chain, and polarity of functional groups. The final mark is awarded for explaining how the variation flashpoint between different molecules. Students could address any one of 3 differences and give some specific examples. Students could explain how the size of alkanes influences the flash points within the alkane series, the branching of isomers influences the flash points, and the bonding type of carboxylic acids in ester molecules influence their flash points. The last mark is a challenge, and high-scoring responses are easily shown when students discuss two similar but related molecules and the expected difference in flash points. Use the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution curve to explain the difference between the rate of reaction of ethane and hydrogen gas with and without the platinum catalyst. The answer should include explaining the distribution curve and activation energy. Using a graph is a good idea, although it is not essential. The first mark is awarded for explaining the Boltzmann distribution curve, and the second mark is awarded for explaining a successful collision equal or greater than activation energy. The third mark is awarded for explaining the total area under the curve, or a justification for the shape of the peak. These first three marks are often available with a very clearly annotated and well-labeled diagram. The fourth mark is awarded for explaining the rate increases with the addition of a catalyst. The activation is lowered by a catalyst, and so the proportion of molecules in collisions that are successful increases as indicated by the increased area under the curve. Students must apply this general principle for the special reaction here. For example, students could write that in the absence of a catalyst, there is a smaller proportion of hydrogen gas and ethane gas. Please write the reactant and products in answer. There are 4 multiple-choice questions worth 1 point each, totaling marks is 4 marks. There are also 2 short answer questions worth a total of 15 marks in this section covering organic compounds. The overall score for this section is 19 points. With a total possible score of 120 points, the percentage for this section is 15.8% of the total score. If you need my help, please add me on WeChat or WhatsApp and send me an email. Thanks for your attention. Please note Dr. Lou's VCE Chemistry channel.